All right, we are here in the matter of Omira, formerly Halachek versus Halachek, case number 12-06785DM. Mr. Danian, I read your motion. Child Protective Services is involved in Utah. Is that correct?
Yeah, it is my understanding. Yes, Your Honor.
All right. But they have not removed any of the children from Mr. Halachek in Utah.
It does not appear so.
Okay. Mr. Halachek, what's going on?
No, CPS is definitely not involved right now.
Right now, but they were involved.
CPS was called once, but the charges were dropped or whatever you want to say. They
All right.
found that it didn't have any weights or any
Right.
actuality to it.
When did that occur?
Last year.
Last year. What time last year?
Not exactly sure what time last year.
Why is it nobody can remember?
October. I think
Okay.
it was somewhere in September or October.
Alrighty.
When
did you?
We could get this adjourned because I just barely got the paperwork served via USPS on the 18th, and then of course there was Juneteenth, and I haven't been able to get an attorney like I would.
Okay. Well, and you may need to, but right now I'm not changing anything one way or the other. So, but what I am going to do is try and I grant your motion to adjourn, but since I don't want to delay things any longer than necessary. When did you move to Utah, sir?
I've lived here since 2013.
And the children have lived there for how long?
Full time, 24/7, 365 since February 1st, 2019.
Okay, so they have lived with you for 5 years.
Yes.
What circumstances gave you the children's custody?
CPS got the children, all children that was in my ex's house removed due to verbal, emotional, and
that's kind of what I had an indication, Mr. Danian, from your filing that CPS has been involved with both parties. The reason I'm having to ask such questions, folks, is because this is a 2012 case and the file never made it to my hands because it takes them a while to order files that are so old. So I don't have any of the background, I just have the motion. Now, Mr. Halachek, Ms. Omira has not had any parenting time since then, correct?
Correct.
All right. Did CPS indicate to you that you were not allowed to give her parenting time?
CPS told me back then that it was not in the best interest.
Correct. But did they give you any timeline?
No, they didn't. They said indefinitely, and then if and when she did get her boys back, that she could petition the courts for some actual parenting time.
Right.
But even though she got her boys back 2.5 years later, she did not.
Well, at this point, she is petitioning the court, and the court must review parenting time. That's why I'm saying I don't know. Adjourning, it's not going to help. So I'm going to, the court's hands are tied. It's been a while. I just wanted to know some of the background.
It would provide me with an opportunity to actually get an attorney.
Yeah, because it's going to take, the front of the court would notify you in 2 weeks or 2 to 3 weeks. They will meet with both of you and they will issue a recommendation. During that timeline, you're more than welcome to get an attorney.
Well, Your Honor, the thing is that we need to get a UCCJEA hearing.
I'm also going to send this for child support. I'm going to send this for parenting time and child support.
Right. So we really need to have a UCCJEA.
That's what child support is.
It's regarding
the UCCJEA hearing. If you want to trigger that, I'm sorry, you're right. I'm thinking UCSO. Too many initials. If you wish to have a UCCJEA hearing, you have to apply in Utah to open a case there, and whether Utah would keep the case or not.
I did that.
When did you do that?
I had the previous order registered as a foreign order with Utah courts back in 2020. February
Mr.
2020.
Danian, we may no longer have jurisdiction over this case.
Okay, yeah, I was not aware of any such filing when we had filed this.
Your
Okay.
Honor,
Yeah.
it was
yes,
my
Mr.
understanding when that was filed that it did not change jurisdiction at all.
I don't know if it did or not. It can.
It,
Because the
it was
kids have
my
lived-
understanding based on what was filed that it only allowed him to put forward motions in a Utah court, but that ultimate jurisdiction remained with Kent County.
And I'm going to have to see those orders. So bottom line, I guess, Mr. Halachek, I am going to have to adjourn on that because the UCCJEA issue will, the Uniform Child Custody Jurisdiction Enforcement Act does require it. So it may be that at this point in time, especially 5 years later, Michigan may not have jurisdiction anymore, Ms. O'Meara. So that's going to have to be vetted out. Mr. Halachek, I would ask that you send some of any of that paperwork to Mr. Danian. You've received the paperwork, so you now have his address. I'm going to adjourn this for 4 weeks, and we're going to set it for a settlement conference where all of us can sit down with a little bit more time instead of on a motion morning. Mr. Halachek,
Excellent.
that should give you plenty of time to get an attorney. If you get an attorney, please have that attorney consult with Mr. Danian.
Okay, I will
right.
do so.
So I will adjourn.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Thank you.
my brain was on child support, Mr. Halachek. When you kept saying UCCJEA, my brain heard UCSO. So forgive
No
me.
worries.
No problem. But Ms. O'Meara, that is a legitimate legal concern. So it may put a hold on things, but the courts, I'm sure in Utah too, must review parenting time every once in a while.
Well, I don't know. I just know that when that order came through, I tried to object and was told by Utah courts I could not.
And that because it's generally up to the judges on a UCCJEA issue. The judges have to confer onto which jurisdiction will be the correct jurisdiction to continue.
Okay, and I have no idea if any of
And
that.
I don't know if they did that, and the judge that was in place at that time had to retire due to age. We had a new judge for 2 years after that, and then we now have another new judge. So we were now on their third judge in, all appropriately done, but I don't know which judge did what. So that's up to them. Okay.
Okay.
Very good.
The benefits of being an appointed referee instead of an elected judge. There's some things that above my pay grade.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Take care, everyone. Thank you
you.
all, and we'll get this moving along because eventually she's going to get to see the kids somehow. And it may be that you have to travel to Utah, Ms. O'Meara. All right.
If that's what it takes. I do know,
Yeah.
I don't know if this affects it, but our last order did automatically open for visitation. I just never petitioned the court due to funds.
Right. And so that you understand, Mr. Danian, this should be with Judge West, not Judge Bryant.
Okay, I'll make a note of that.
Okay.
All right.
All righty.
Thank you.
Good luck, everybody.
Thank
Sorry I
you.
couldn't be of much assistance, but at least we've got some direction to go now.
Yeah.
Take care and get that paperwork, Mr. Halachek, to Mr. Danian so he can review it. And then if you get an attorney, have them confer. Thank
Yes,
you.
Your Honor.
Take care. Have a good morning, everybody.
Thank
You
you.
as well.
Anybody else, Ms. LeVay?